Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service on Travel Television. The longest serving volunteer in New Orleans on Travel Television. Mark Murphy visits Belgium. Travel apps for your phone. All this and more. So on to our first stop.
This literally was a project that was started by 3 friends, and it's just turned massive, and it makes me, I get choked up when I talk about it.
My mother lives on Fairfield Road, which is like a block from the beach, and the day after the hurricane I just noticed so much damage and had to take a boat through the neighborhood to see all the houses, and after all the water receded, there was so much damage, and we realized how much people need help.
This beach cleanup is a reflection of an entire community, not only Fairfield, but throughout our entire region, coming together to really make a difference in helping our neighbors. And it all started with 3 young ladies who lived in the beach area, are lifelong friends, who thought they wanted to do something and making a difference.
I live on the beach, and another friend, Kate Martell from my documentary production class at Fairfield University, are filming a documentary for a final project about Sandy and how it has brought the community together.
From my understanding, 5-10 years ago, it was Fairfield U, the town community, and now everything's kind of been blending together. I think it's nice for us to show our presence here, to show our support for them, and then for also them showing their support for us.
We made a page on Facebook. We honestly thought we'd have 50 people signing up to help us. It would probably be just our friends.
I shot an email saying, hey, would it be okay if I ask a few people to come along? Made a Facebook group on Tuesday morning. By Tuesday night, there was already 100 people signed up from Fairfield.
So we had to contact the Fairfield Police Department just in case, because we were a little concerned about coming down here with 100 people without notifying them. And 24 hours later, when we had 200, they called us back and said, okay, something's going on here. This is a beautiful thing. Let's work with you.
Living at the beach is just a phenomenal experience, and then coming back. And most of the people that did come were alumni. Some people are coming from as far as 150 miles away to work a few hours on a Sunday morning.
I think when anybody tries to plan something, I think people are worried about all the red tape involved with it, and I joke with our contacts in the police department that all the red tape has really been cut for us because we have come together as a community and nobody wants to stop this effort.
The spirit this morning has just been so uplifting and so energizing, and you see all the negative news, and it's just nice to see. We probably have about 1,000 people that are helping out today, and it's just phenomenal just to see that. And so I thank everyone that did the littlest things like dropping off supplies or gift cards for us to the big things that are working here today.
Everybody was just so excited to help. They were heartfelt about how many people came out to help them.
We have them organized into 65 different groups that are hitting up areas all the way from South Pine Creek, past Reef Road to Fairfield Beach Road, and they're going around to neighborhoods, they're knocking on people's doors, and they're asking them if they need help, and it's just friends helping friends.
There were teachers out, there were students, kids, adults, everyone of every age, all over Connecticut were helping, so it's great. And now we're going to go around to film some of the damage from the houses, because community is a big part of Fairfield University, especially for senior year.
In a short span of 4 and 5 days, it has grown into an event of nearly 1,000 people giving up their weekend to come and help make a difference in their community by cleaning up beaches and showing that we really do care.
We have individuals that are coming, just dropping off dishes of food to feed our volunteers. Home Depot gave us a huge donation of supplies. The outpouring has been incredible. We've had random people just emailing us and asking what they can do for help, and we give them jobs, and they've been doing them.
We reached out to a couple corporations that are in our town. Whole Foods came back and offered water and snacks for everybody. The Blue Buffalo Company of Wilton got everybody these awesome t-shirts that we're able to identify ourselves for the residents. Nestle Waters of North America donated 60 cases of water for the event. Chili Bomb is making 1,500 chili dogs for our volunteers today. Super Duper Weenie filled up the truck with hot dogs and is given out until they're gone. So numerous restaurants in town that have all just dropped off stuff, didn't even tell us that they were dropping off stuff. We have so much food down here for our volunteers. We are so thankful that this whole community has come together as a whole. we're really proud to be residents of Fairfield.
We've all have been affected by Sandy, so it sort of brings us together. You see people you haven't seen in a while on campus, and try to make positive of the negatives.
Little things make a huge difference, that we can all, from old to young, can come and give a little bit of our effort and help bring a little joy to people's lives. It really is a true reflection of a commitment to the community that we all have when given a proper opportunity. I think in this day and age of high tech and high speed, the fact of being able to reach out and pick up a shovel and come and help out a neighbor, help out people that you don't even know, is a reflection that there's tremendous goodwill in our community.
So excited to come back to our house. Even more excited to have everyone, all the other seniors, come back to their houses, so it's like restores that community. I don't know when it'll happen, but maybe next semester when everyone's sort of back in their places, it'll be like better than ever.
People want to help just because this is home.
People are making a difference, helping each other. Neighbors being neighbors, people helping others in need.
I grew up in Fairfield. This is my hometown, and it's just wonderful just to see the outpouring and the love of Fairfield.
Turning a commemorative holiday for Martin Luther King Jr. into a day of service and volunteer fair was the goal of the National Service Agencies and the Corporation for Community and National Service. In Montgomery County, Maryland, the County Volunteer Center offered an array of opportunities for service projects, such as packing Meals on Wheels boxes, creating a blanket for hospice care patients, and a staffing fair to encourage volunteers to participate in community activities year-round. Travel television crews visited this 2012 event and spoke with several participants.
Faith Works is here on MLK Day because today is about giving back and really being a part of the community in a peaceful and encouraging way, and that's what MLK Day is really about.
MLK Day, I think it's just a tradition. Obviously, he's a fantastic leader. He impacted all of us in many different ways. Obviously, those of us who are social workers follow obviously in his goals of wanting to serve everybody, fairness for everybody, so being here today is extremely important in following that message.
An awful lot to be done for the future. I anticipate that we will continue to improve and to get better, but you had to have someone to give us that sort of inspiration, the start, the motivation, and Dr. King, life and legacy did that.
Living a life of action and not just words, and he was a huge inspiration for that, and everybody here is definitely a huge inspiration for us.
Oh, it has got me to where I am today, you know. I'm not the best person, but just living the dream, doing the things that he has instilled in me is making me a better person.
To me, it means speaking up, fighting the good fight, not letting discrimination go by unchallenged, and every day, any one of us can make a difference and make sure that we're part of the battle for equality so that we all have an opportunity to succeed in this county and across our country. Today.
Well, this is a Community Volunteer Day in celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. This is one of 3 such events that are being conducted today in Montgomery County. One in Shady Grove at the University of Maryland, Shady Grove, one here in Rockville at the Conference Center, and also at the Civic Center in Silver Springs. So I've had an opportunity to visit all 3 sites today, and an opportunity to see thousands of volunteers out today. It has been really a wonderful, wonderful display of community spirit and volunteerism here in Montgomery County.
People at the Conference Center, as well as at the other 2 sites in Silver Spring and at the universities at Shady Grove, loved the opportunity to bring their families and give back, whether it was writing letters to soldiers or making cards for injured veterans, making boxes for the homeless, or baking muffins for the hungry. People were involved in an opportunity to give back to those less fortunate. And on a day like this, we should be thinking of it not as a day off, but as a day on. And that's what Montgomery County is just great at.
This was fantastic. As far as the dream, with this performance in here today, the dream is still alive. It truly is. Young talent, just incredible.
I am here representing the International Rescue Committee at the MLK Day of Service for Montgomery County. And we were really excited about this opportunity, both because there are volunteer service projects, as well as the opportunity to table for the volunteer opportunities at our organization. So it's a great way of getting involved with the community and involving the community at the same time.
Well, following obviously in the theme of Martin Luther King is giving back to community and service. Foster parenting and adoptive parenting is one of the highest levels of service that you can offer. So we are here today to educate people about our foster and adoptive parent program. We also have people here from our informal kinship navigator program, where we work with families who are trying to take care of kids to avoid them coming into the foster care program.
Interfaith Works is an organization that runs homeless shelters and helps needy families, tides them over in times of trouble. And we're always looking for help doing that. People making meals. We touch the lives of 35,000 Montgomery County residents every year in various ways, so we need plenty of help.
Sometimes people grumble when they're dragged to a project at first, and they're dragged by their parents or by some friend or work colleague. But once they're there, they get engaged. They feel the teamwork and see the difference that their work is going to make. Maybe an hour or two of your time isn't going to change the world, but we've had 25,000 residents teaming up to work on projects to help the 1 million people who live in this county. That makes a big difference.
Mizzou Athletics helped build homes on Friday, June 22nd as part of the Governor's Joplin Challenge. They worked side by side with family members of the homes as well as trained construction workers. 16-year-old Janessa Jones looks forward to moving into her new home in August.
I'm pretty excited because it's going to be ours. It's going to be the first people living in it, and I'm just excited.
Mizzou gymnast Caitlin Trevino is grateful to have this opportunity to help families.
It's just a humbling experience, you know. I think everyone takes things for granted a lot of times, so coming here is really a reality check and just like, hey, you know, not everyone, you know, gets houses or has a roof over their head, and it's really cool that you get to help people have that.
Mizzou has joined 6 other Missouri teams and Joplin Habitat for Humanity to build 35 new homes this summer. Mizzou quarterback James Franklin is eager to see how the Mizzou neighborhood stacks up against the other teams.
I think that's really cool because he knows as athletes we're all competitive, and so to put that out on the table, I know that a lot of guys are going to be working hard. I think it's going to be really fun to see what happens.
Alexandra Skinner, a diver for the Mizzou swim team, acknowledges that the build is not only beneficial for families, but for their team.
Training is like, sometimes you're all in your own zone, but it's like this we can really like bond and like do things together. So it kind of like builds us as a team too, so it's really nice.
Mizzou athletes raised a number of walls as well as hope for the families. To find out more information on the Governor's Joplin Challenge, visit joplinchallenge.mo.gov.
My name is Irene Nabatoff. I am arguably one of the longest serving post-Katrina volunteers in the region. What started out as an 18-day commitment at a relief kitchen has now spanned just shy of 7 years. My 18 days in the relief kitchen, everything was in response mode and by nature was very temporary. And with a lot of community support, we envisioned opening a community center, something St. Bernard Parish never had. And last year we served over 4,300 unique individuals. I'm living in a FEMA camper because I work uncompensated. St. Bernard Parish is the only county in the history of America to ever been totally catastrophically flooded. And as a result of storm surge damage at one of the refineries, this also has the distinction of being a home of the largest domestic residential oil spill in U.S. history. Volunteers are a vital part of how we operate here. Both our local volunteers, some of which you may have heard from today, as well as volunteers that come from all over the country and to some degree from all over the world. They have a unique experience here with the center in that they're truly embedded with our community. Many times volunteers come down and they take on rebuild. Rebuild really helps one family at a time. And oftentimes the family is still displaced. So all your erstwhile efforts, you never really get to meet the people that you're helping. Here, you actually interact one-on-one with our clients. whether it be helping them carry their groceries out and giving them that cathartic time to share their story, or stocking the shelves when the masses come in, because we serve so many needs here. And we operate on 2 tiers. Internally, as a Second Harvest partner, we run a food pantry 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We always have volunteer opportunities associated with that. Every 3rd Friday of the month, we partner with USDA Food for Seniors program, where probably close to 300 seniors come through and get a box of food once a month. We run a clothing bank where families and individuals can come and get clothes and small household items. On another level, as part of what we call our community connections model, we develop relevant partnerships across the nonprofit, faith-based, commercial, and scholastic sector. So in a non-duplication of services, we're able to offer other offerings that we just don't have the staff or the budget to produce in-house. And an example is on Tuesdays, in cooperation with Southeast Louisiana Legal Services, we have a legal aid clinic here. We have a partnership with Loyola's Vita income tax program. So we do income taxes for low-income individuals during tax season. We have a partnership with a couple of the local Council on Aging, where we do some senior reemployment, re-engaging in the workforce. We've had nursing schools and St. Anna's Medical Mission come, do basic blood pressure and glucose screenings and referrals. And beyond that, through our network and our resources, we do many referrals. I want to thank you for any help you can give. We are available by phone, by web. CCSTB.org is the website. And thank you for caring. Thank you for volunteering.
This month on Web Tips, we are going to look at the free apps for your iPhone. So you have an hour to kill at the airport and want to know what's in one of the other terminals. Instead of wandering aimlessly through the halls and looking for the perfect spot, you have Gate Guru, your free app. It works in 120 U.S. airports for food and shopping options. If you are traveling to Europe, another free app you might like is DB Navigator. It can identify the nearest train station and provide schedules for over 200,000 trains throughout the continent. The app contains departure times, track numbers, as well as border crossings. If nature is calling and using a public restroom is your only option, especially in an unfamiliar setting, this can be very uncomfortable. Sit or Squat Bathroom Finder, also free, provides reviews of over 95,000 facilities, johns, loos, potties, or whatever it's called in the city of your choice. If you find one that's clean and pleasant, it's worth the time it took to download the app. See? Oui?
The city of Antwerp, your gateway to all things Belgium. Explore it with me, unscripted and discovered. Doesn't have the population of a London, Paris, or Berlin, but the city's location in Flanders, just off the river, has made it a major destination for travelers all over the world. Antwerp is one of the continent's most fashionable and trend-setting cities, but this cathedral, while not exactly modern, is a great place to begin exploring. Antwerp is a city where history, modern architecture, art, and culture come together. Being Europe's diamond capital and a destination for fashionistas, travelers can expect Antwerp to deliver a great shopping experience on streets like this one, known as the Meer. Off the Palace Mare, you've got the chocolatier, because they have chocolate massage cream. You can put it on somebody, you can eat it. You can literally lick it off. Think about that. They also have chocolate lipstick, and one more way to eat chocolate you might not have heard of. It's not a monster or a Coca-Cola ladybug or one of these three divas, though all of them are impressive. but a pick-me-up you probably weren't expecting. Antwerp is a high-energy town. Maybe this is how they get it, by snorting chocolate. You ever think of that? I certainly didn't. But here goes. Here goes nothing. Got to get this thing set up. Give it a little dip. They say make sure you don't do too much. Whoa! Okay, that's a first. Snorting chocolate in Antwerp. I think my eyes are starting to water. Woo! That'll wake you up. Fashionistas will find their paradise in Antwerp. Whether from boutique designer shops or more recognizable mainstays, any avid shopper is sure to leave Antwerp with an updated wardrobe. And if you're looking for a diamond to top it all off, well, you're sure to find one here. Antwerp has embraced contemporary art and architecture, but that love for the modern has blossomed from a history full of beautiful classic architecture, as well as artistic masterpieces. Art history in Antwerp is showcased best by this: the Rubens House, the one-time home of renowned Flemish Baroque painter, Peter Paul Rubens. So if you want to step outside the central part of the city, you can come to the south area. There are several museums, as well as plenty of cafes to sit back, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. As you can see, Antwerp could be your gateway to all things Belgium. But it was also a gateway in the other direction. That direction, the New World. More than 2.5 million people came through this very port on their way to, you guessed it, Ellis Island.
Which one do you like the best? The Batmobile.
These children, life has hit them pretty hard. Just a simple toy can make a real difference in their life.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Gene Watson. I'm one of the toy makers of East Lake United Methodist Church in Palm Harbor, Florida. Our purpose is very simple. We make toys. We make toys for special kids, kids who are in the hospitals, in shelters, in Ronald McDonald houses, kids who are in low-income areas.
The card. Me.
Oh, we have people who would like a boat.
I like a boat.
Who would like? These kids all have something in common. They're in a tough spot. And we hope that these toys will give them a little bit of diversion, a chance to play together, to learn cooperation. The church purchased this piece of property in 2007. Since that time, I think we've made something in the neighborhood of 25,000 toys, and they've been distributed around the world: Nigeria, St. Croix, Jamaica.
We have about between 40 and 50 toy makers on the roster right now. This is a business. We're a family. We're open 4 days a week, and for a lot of the people that are retired, this is their job. They're here every time the doors are open.
The only thing he knows is wheels. He doesn't really want to do any other work.
Some of us in the group came to toy makers after a period of time when they were floundering, needing a sense of purpose. Toy makers has been the difference.
My name is John Little. I'm a retired Major General, and I've had organizations that included 20,000 people. This is probably as much fun working with these retired guys as anything I've done before.
You got to have a good time doing it, because it is worthwhile. You know, you watch those kids, it's worthwhile.
They're not just toys, they're smiles. That's not what we make. We don't make toys, we make smiles, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have people from 14 years old to 92 years old. We get a lot of young people from the high schools that need community service hours, but what's surprising to me is that they stay after they've completed their hours.
These people give back to their community, and I would like to do the same.
Toy Makers also has a bike project, refurbishing some bikes and giving them to homeless folk in our neighborhood. Then the Haiti earthquake happened and we sent bikes to Haiti.
Look,
He was like a tiger.
Oh, look at the tiger. Look, Dee Dee. You see the pink stuff? Oh, feel it.
Soft. A milling shop gives us all the lumber that we could ever use. A paint store gives us the paint. They want to serve the community too.
Thank you for the hugs. I love the hugs. And you like the princess car.
It's not just what's going in the box, it's what's going on inside that building. It's like Santa Claus all year long.